This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a very short daily wrestling news update. AEW owner Tony Khan has explained why he performed a stunner on Sean Spears at the AEW Dynamite tapings last Wednesday before the live crowd of about 3,000 fans, and of course, thousands and thousands more that have seen it on social media. He said that the idea was basically told to him by Cody, Nick, and Sean Spears himself. He said he didn't know about it in advance. Cody was the one that called him out in the ring. And then Nick, who is one of the Young Bucks, told him to stun Sean Spears, who then yelled at him to do the stunner. So basically, no kayfabe at all there. Could you imagine if Vince McMahon gave the stunner to Steve Austin and then explained on social media the next day why he gave the stunner to Steve Austin? Well, Steve Austin wouldn't have let that happen, for one thing, because it's stupid for like non-wrestlers to beat up wrestlers, especially like very small non-wrestlers. And then, of course, Tony didn't explain why the female referee, then I guess gave Christopher Daniels, one of the tag team champions, a stunner. But I guess that has to do with how they're going to be more like a sports-like product. I remember when they were first announced, it was going to be a very sports-like product. I have not seen how they could possibly be considered more of a sports-like product. They're more goofy than WWE. If anyone's seen that garbage that was released of the Dark Order guy missing Dustin Rhodes by miles with punches, and Dustin Rhodes is still selling the punches, that's both of their faults, in my opinion. There's no question Dustin accomplished a lot in his career, but he's definitely losing a few steps if he's selling punches that are missing him by that far. Thanks for all the greetings, everyone. Anthony Shabbat, Brandon Archer, and Michael Kennedy. I appreciate it. And as I mentioned yesterday in the news, Josh Barnett, New Japan Pro wrestler, former New Japan Pro wrestler. He's also wrestled for Impact. He was supposed to have a Bellator fight yesterday in the main event in Honolulu. However, he got gravely ill and had to cancel the fight. I have no doubt in my mind that he was really sick, because I'm sure there's a pay penalty for something like that. He's probably not going to make as much, but he is a fighter and he's had a lot of fights. And why you would want to back out of that, and you couldn't fake it to a commissioned doctor anyways, I don't think. So I feel bad for everyone involved with that. They were doing 2 nights in a row in Hawaii, Bellator was, and that's not a good way to start the first night. I did post my full shoot interview with Billy Jack Haynes for free on here. My shoot interview with Kevin Sullivan's coming next month. My Sandman one is also up free. So look those up if you're looking for something to watch these holidays. I have one coming up with Kevin Sullivan next month, as well as Sabu. So put any questions, suggestions you have for me in the comments. I also did a Skype interview with Ring of Honor contributor Brian Zane of the Wrestling with Regret YouTube channel yesterday. That's going to be up as soon as I'm done posting this. And I did a paranormal Skype with a lady that has had a lot of contact with spirits and has written a book about it as well. As wrestling continues to get really bad, I'm going to be going further and further away from wrestling. However, obviously, I'll still do shoot interviews. The old-time wrestlers are still the same personalities, still the same cool personalities, but like Definitely that scene with Tony Khan and the referee made WWE look really cool to me. And I don't even find WWE that good these days, but that is just horrible, man. That's awful. That's almost they're at the same level as Impact and badness, in my opinion, doing stuff like that. Chris Jericho hasn't lost a segment yet. Um, thank God for them that they have Chris Jericho, is all I can say. Matthew Miller says Tony Khan needs to learn the word kayfabe. Chris Zealous says pro wrestling is dying here in the USA. I agree. Random Diaz also says the Stunner thing sucked. I just don't see it getting better with this kind of stuff happening. New Japan is the best company out there, in my opinion. Um, they are the most like a sport, okay? And they've done some goofy stuff in the past too. But I think right now MMA is doing wrestling better than how wrestling is doing wrestling, as far as building up feuds, having entertaining press conferences, entertaining interviews. WWE is just turning into complete goofiness. AEW is on that same level. NWA is goofy. They do these stupid comedy ads. Impact is just a total joke. Horrible, awful. Anyways, AEW just made the list. Filthy Felon says, well, we'll end it at that. Have a good night, guys.